Hey guys, welcome to the show today. It's so awesome to be here with you guys, and it's absolutely fantastic to know that you are watching us. You're here with us as well. It feels really, really good. Thank you. Okay, so what's everyone doing today? Are you studying? Are you at home chilling, maybe eating something nice at home? Or perhaps you're working. Some of you workaholics, yeah, on a Saturday you're working. Whatever it is you're doing, what city you're watching us from and what medium you're using to watch us, whether you're watching live or you're watching online. Head on over to X and let me know, okay? I really would love to know what city you're watching us from, what you're doing this Saturday, and what medium you're using to watch us. So you head on over to X. The handle is Ify Otuya. That's Ify Otuya. And leave me a comment. Just tell me what's happening with you, where you're watching from and what you're doing. We'd love to know what's happening with the audience so we can engage with you guys on a deeper level. Okay, that's awesome. Now, thank you so much for tuning in today. Welcome to Mind Matters with Ify Otuya. You are in the right place, guys. We are the #1 mental health program on TV, and that's on period. This is our 10th episode. Can you believe that, guys? We've come all the way to number 10 episodes, guys. I'm stoked. Okay, that's really, really exciting. So Mind Matters with Ify Otuya, like I said, we're the #1 mental health program on TV. And some of you are possibly wondering, like, how are you really #1? I'll explain to you. It's okay, I got you covered. Like, we promote a culture of mental health literacy on this show. And that makes us #1 because hardly anyone is doing that out there. So you have articles, stories, mental health quotes, different kinds of mental health materials and literature. We read them on this show and encourage you to go home and emulate the same practice, okay? Because we are strong believers in the saying that mental health is something that is learned. It's not by magic or luck or something you are born with. It's something that is learned. So that makes us #1. Also, we create a safe space to have open, relatable conversations about mental health. Who else is doing that? Like, people come out and they're like, oh yeah, let's talk about mental health on TV or on the radio or wherever, online perhaps. And when it's time to talk about mental health, they're like, don't talk about this part. Oh yeah, don't go into that area. Oh yeah, that part. Oh yeah, maybe not this. For us, it's no holds barred. We talk about anything that has to do with mental health on this show, and gladly so. Okay, so you're in the right place. Moving on to introducing myself. I'm your hostess with the mostest. Okay, my name is Ify Otuya. I'm a mental health advisor and educator. I'm also the founder of the platform ifyotuya.com. Now, ifyotuya.com is an educational platform that provides practical guidance for mental health. How fantastic is that? So what sort of practical guidance are we talking about? We're talking about free resources, masterclass on mental health skills, a workshop that teaches a mental health skill, and we also have mental health advisory sessions. So for example, with that mental health advisory session, we help people with mental health challenges, okay, to see their challenges with clarity of thought, okay, so that they can take the next step forward to overcome such challenges. So that's the kind of thing that we do, or those are the kind of things that we do on ifyotuya.com. You should definitely check it out. The resources are free for you to actually check out, so there's no reason why you shouldn't or you are not already visiting that website. If it was me and somebody was giving me free resources on mental health, I'll like rush on over there and check that stuff out, because that's not something you come by every day very easily. Okay, so that's that with me introducing myself and what I do. I also have a degree in psychology from the London Metropolitan University, and that's something that empowers me to help people with different mental health challenges, and I'm so passionate about it, about mental health education. Okay, so now moving on to our topic for the day. I have a sizzling topic for today, guys. Sizzling as myself. I know I look good, but I look good for you, right? I look good for the show. I look good to give you a great learning experience so that you don't feel bored looking at me while I talk to you about mental health. But the interesting thing about today is that, and our topic is that we're not just talking about mental health. We're like swerving into another sector, and that sector is the environment. Mental health and the environment coming together, a fantastic educational time, or a fantastic educative time. Now, my topic for the day is the link between environmental responsibility and mental well-being. That's the topic for the day, guys. The link between environmental responsibility and mental well-being. Like, I feel like it's such an important thing for us to talk about, if not once this season, or if not twice this season, then at least once. You know, bringing the environment into the conversation, because these are two aspects that go hand in hand, mental health and the environment, and we'll be talking about that shortly. So I also have a guest today who is going to help me speak to you guys about mental health and the environment. So like, it's not going to be a dull time in the house at all. Moving on to talking about what you can expect from today's show, the segments to expect. I'm going to announce what my different segments are, and then we'll proceed with the show so that you know what to expect, right? Okay, so in a minute, I'm going to announce and define the theme of the day. Okay? It's important for you to know what the theme of the day is, because why? Giveaway, guys. We have a giveaway. We have a promotion that we're doing on the show. We're giving you free tickets to a masterclass that teaches 10 essential mental health skills. Like, you go to that 1-hour masterclass, learn about mental health skills, and walk out like a mental health pro. Who wouldn't want that? And it's absolutely free. Like, this ticket is worth 70,000 naira, but we're giving it to you for free so that you can attend this masterclass and learn about mental health skills. Now, for you to be eligible to attend that masterclass or to win the ticket, you have to know what the theme of today is. And I will announce the theme of today very soon. So when I announce what the theme is, go on over to X, the handle, and leave that comment there telling me what the theme of the day is, and I will select a lucky winner. Okay, so we haven't announced the theme yet, but when I do announce it, head on over to X and write that theme down on the handle Ify Otuya. Okay, so we're going to have a guest discussion after talking about the theme of the day and giving you a brief description or definition of what the theme of the day is. Then our phone lines will open. Guys, you can call us, ask any questions that have to do with mental health and the environment, and we are here, experts, ready to answer you. The phone line is not open now, so don't call right now, but for those who want to call, let me give you the number so you can start getting prepared, right? The number is 080-299-38365. A bit slower this time. 080-299-38365. That's the number to call. Okay, when the phone lines open, make sure you call that number, and I'll be here to receive your call so you can ask us any questions on mental health and the environment. I'll move on to share my personal experience with mental health with you. I live with a condition called paranoid schizophrenia, and it's a condition that a lot of people suffer from, and they don't know how to navigate around. I'll be sharing my experience with you, how I struggled for 7 years with paranoid schizophrenia and how I finally climbed out of that hole, what I did to get out and to overcome paranoid schizophrenia. A triumphant story indeed. Then we'll move on to our Q&A for the day, a question that we've collected from the website from one of our viewers, and we'll be answering that question on the show today. Then I'll talk a little bit more about the Masterclass giveaway. Don't forget, you can win tickets. And then we'll move on to the quote of the day, which is a very interesting quote by myself, and 4 ways we can help you. And then we'll wrap things up, we'll close. So these are the segments to expect for the day. Now, moving on to announcing the theme of the day. Drum roll, please. Drum roll in the house. Okay, so the theme of the day, guys. You're waiting. You're waiting for me to tell you I got you covered. The theme of the day is sustainability. Sustainability. How fancy. Sustainability is such a fun word. It's fun to me because of the meaning that is attached to that word, and I'll be sharing that meaning with you very shortly. Okay, so sustainability. Now, when it comes to sustainability, there's something we need to understand. It's about sustainability of mental health and sustainability of the environment. That's what we're looking at. And sustainability has to do with long-term plans. It's not just about here and now. It's not just about coming up with solutions and plans and approaches that have to do with here and now. It's about fixing problems for the long term. Now, without mental health, okay, we are not able to create a clean, healthy environment. That's one thing you need to take away. Without mental health, we're not able to create a clean, healthy environment. And when we lack a clean, healthy environment, it impacts negatively on our mental health, both in the short term and in the long term. And this, guys, is exactly what sustainability is about. Sustainability is about the solutions and the plans and the approaches and the decisions and choices, basically. Sustainability is about the choices we make towards protecting our mental health and our environment in ways that produce results that last long into the future. So the choices that we make to produce results that will last long into the future, not just results for here and now, no. It's not just like we have a problem, this is how we're going to fix the problem now and it's done. No, we want to make sure that we're not releasing resources and manpower and efforts to keep fixing that problem every day. Coming together, how are we going to fix this problem tomorrow? How are we going to fix it the next day? We want long-term solutions. We want durable solutions that sustain into the future. And that's what sustainability is about. When it comes to mental health and the environment, it's about what can we do to actually take care of our mental health and our environment in ways that produce results that last long into the future. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. Now, I'm going to quickly introduce my guest to you. I'm sure she's eager to meet you guys. She's been waiting by my side, okay, to meet you guys. And my guest for the day is a lady called Elizabeth Bahago, okay? Elizabeth Bahago. She is lead partnerships at EcoBata. EcoBata is a sustainability organization. They deal with environmental responsibility and sustainability. Let me read a quick bio of our lady, Elizabeth Bahago, to you. Now, Elizabeth Bahago leads the partnerships department at EcoBata, a leading recycling and circular economy organization in Nigeria. She holds a BSc in chemistry and is currently pursuing an MSc in analytical chemistry. Wow. Her work focuses on building strategic partnerships that drive recycling, environmental sustainability, youth empowerment, and innovative waste management solutions across communities. So you can see, guys, we're talking about solutions and we're talking about sustainability. Elizabeth, welcome to the show today.
Thank you for having me.
It's so exciting to have you in the house today. Today they were talking about sustainability and mental health, environmental responsibility more precisely, and mental health, and the sustainability of both, basically. So very quickly, in brief words, would you like to tell us what it's like working at EcoBata and what you guys do at EcoBata?
Okay, so once again, my name is Elizabeth Bahago. I lead the partnerships department at EcoBata. EcoBata is a waste management company. We build innovative and mostly technology-based ways to collect, to tokenize, and to transform other waste materials into useful products. At EcoBata, we have different modes of operation. So we have the last mile collection pickup. What we do is we have a mobile app that makes recycling very easy and fun. So all you need to do is download our mobile app on your Google Play Store or Apple Store. Request sign up, request for pickup, and we come to your doorstep and we pick up your recyclable waste. We are keen on sustainability. We try to promote sustainability between people and also the planet. So basically that is what we do at EcoBata.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. It sounds like a fun thing to do. You're making recycling and sustainability fun in a way that engages young people or even older people. People want to try out new tech when it comes to different things, and you're certainly incorporating tech with the app in what you're doing. So that sounds fun. I can't wait to talk more about environmental responsibility, EcoBata, and mental well-being with Elizabeth. So we're going to take a short break now. When we come back, the discussion is going to continue. We'll delve right into the crux of the matter. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. It's still Mind Matters with Ify Otuya. Now, I've been talking with Elizabeth on the show, right? And we're talking about mental well-being and environmental responsibility. So my first question to Elizabeth today is, how does environmental responsibility influence emotional well-being or influence mental health in general? How does environmental responsibility influence emotional well-being?
Okay, so I'll start by saying our surrounding, our environment influences how we think, how we respond to situations, and it just generally affects how we see things. Just imagine, just let me paint a scenario. Imagine before leaving your house, your bed is unlaid, maybe there are a few clothes on your bed, they are dirty plates in your kitchen, you go to work and you come back. Coming back, you're already stressed from work. Coming back and seeing that mess increases the stress you already had from work. It just makes you disoriented. It's more like, oh, what is this? And before you know, you think it is little, but like they say, it's bit by bit that it begins to build up. It now affects it generally just affects your mood. If you were stressed, it increases the level of stress you're currently feeling. Then compare that again to now driving around streets that are littered or seeing clogged gutters or seeing flood around the environment. It's just stressing your mind. As you're closing from work, what you're thinking is, God, what am I going to see on the road now? Is it going to be an eyesore? You're not even anticipating passing that place because of what is there. Yeah, so, and it's already stressing your mind. You might not realize, but then it's affecting your mood, the way you are now responding to situations. But then if you live in somewhere that is already well organized, you're coming back home to a well organized space. As you're coming back, it's more like you're coming to peace. You're now feeling that ease, that relief. Oh, my bed is well laid. There's just that joy that comes. So that's how being in somewhere that is not well pleasing to the eye affects you. But then where you're in an environment that is well catered for, there's just that sense of peace and care that comes with it.
Now, my second question, I think you've touched on that point.
Okay.
And my second question says that what's the psychological impact of living in an environmentally neglected space? And I think she touched on that when she talked about the stress, you know, the stress angle. Like, it actually increases your cortisol and your stress levels when you are living in an environmentally neglected space. Is that pretty much the answer to that?
Yes. And one problem with feeling neglected is you begin to now dissociate from people. It happens bit by bit. But then when you know that outside is dirty, normally maybe you would want to take a stroll, but because you know that it's an eyesore there, you don't want to, and you're now in your room all day. Before you know, you begin to disconnect with nature. You begin to disconnect with even people in your environment, because it's when you go out you meet people. It's when you go out you interact. But because you know that the space is neglected, you now begin to withdraw, and that begins to affect your state of mind.
Very true, Elizabeth. Okay, so can sustainable habits improve a person's sense of control or purpose?
Absolutely can. So I think anxiety is caused by just the fact that people think that they don't have control over situations. It increases your anxiety level because you just feel like, I don't have anything to do to this, and it just makes you more tense. But what sustainability does is that it makes you see that instead of being part of the problem, I can become a solution. So for sustainability, I would like to say, like, we have maybe 3 or 4 R's in sustainability. We have the reduce, reuse, recycle, and regenerate. So when you're opting for more sustainable actions, the first R is reduce. What am I reducing? Okay, we are complaining of flood every day, or we're complaining of overflowing bins. But I'm going to the market and I'm not even going with a bigger bag that can contain everything I'm buying. If I want to adopt sustainable actions, what do? If I'm going to the market, I go with a bigger bag, something that is even reusable. So if I'm supposed to buy things from 10 different vendors, I might just end up collecting maybe 5 plastic bags. It has reduced what is going back to the landfill. We have helped to reduce. What can you also think of? Reuse. Okay, let's say I have a jar of mayonnaise. I'm done using it. What can I, instead of throwing this glass jar, okay, what can I use it for? What can I use it for? Oh, let me put my salt inside. You're putting your salt. So instead of putting it in the bin, you're using it for something else. Then we have recycle. So many things we use today can be recycled, but some people do not know because there's a bridge in knowledge. But then the plastic bottles we use to drink water, the beverage cans, the cartons that we use for wrapping our edibles, they can be recycled. So all you need to do is, okay, just say these things can be recycled. Instead of dumping them in the bins that I would usually put my general waste, that is maybe like my food waste, why not just sort them, put them in a different bin and do what? Recycle them. Or you can regenerate. What does that do? Okay, for organic waste like food waste, what can I use this for? I have a garden at the back of my house. I can use them as manure for my garden. That way you are even solving food security problem. You're producing food that you consume on your own, and you're reducing waste that ends up in the landfill.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
so it definitely increases a person's sense of purpose and control. Whereas before you were just whiling away, being that kind of person that wind blows you this way you go, wind blows you that way you go. But now you're being intentional. You know, you are purposeful about it. You're like, I want to make this thing into something else. I want to change this glass jar into from an end product into back into the loop. You want to put it back into the loop. You want to use it for something else. You are repurposing it for something else, and that gives you a sense of purpose, you know, and you're controlling your environment. You're not just letting things happen as the wind blows. So that's definitely important. Thank you so much for that. Another question is, how can individuals channel eco-anxiety into constructive action? This is some of the things that you've mentioned already, you know. Is there anything else that you can add? Like eco-anxiety, we're talking about, you know, people experiencing anxiety in relation to environmental decline. That's happening, isn't it?
Yes, it is, because now we are beginning to suffer from extreme flood. If you rent today in so many parts of the city center, not even rural areas in Abuja, so many parts of the city center gets flooded. So if you're at work and the clouds begin to change, what is in your mind is, God, please let my streets not get flooded. And that is not good, because it's already messing the way you're thinking. If you think of it, like maybe years back when we were still much younger, we knew that, oh, Harmattan was going to start December, January, February. But from last year to this year, Harmattan was like, maybe right? Today the weather is cold, and before you know, the weather is now very hot. You don't even know what is happening. Is this not January? Is the weather not supposed to be cold? Why is there extreme heat like that? But then all of this is because of human activities. We are contributing to it.
So is that what people call climate change, basically?
Yes, climate change. So that's
climate change. Where you can't predict things, the weather, the way you used to predict it, and the climate changes.
Normally they'll say rainy season starts from March. Rain did not start this year till late May before rain started. And when it started, what happened? Flood. If you go online, I just see everybody shouting, oh, Lagos is flooded. Even Abuja is flooded. And it makes you disoriented, because you don't know what happened next. Flood is such a bad situation, because it can just displace you from your house. Imagine your house getting flooded. That is all. What do you do next?
Yeah.
An entire family is now becoming homeless because of actions that are being caused by humans.
Yes, definitely. There's a lot of emotional baggage that is attached to that kind of outcome. So what kind of practical mindset shifts? Like, I'm dealing with the stress of the weather, climate, the environment, everywhere dirty, everywhere cluttered. What sort of mindset shifts can help to reduce overwhelm?
Okay, so firstly I would say, instead of always just complaining and thinking that it is such a big problem, I cannot even help this situation, I think it's just to sit back and think of one action that you can actually do to help. Like how you can be part of the solution,
right? Which is something it's a mindset thing. How can I be part of the solution? Then that ultimately starts inspiring you to or encouraging you to want to come up with solutions.
So that's what happens. Because if you think of it, what causes flood? Clogged gutters. And what causes that clogged gutters? That one plastic bag you threw from your car window when you were eating. You threw it, you just felt, oh, it is just one. But then, maybe you passed that route 5 times and you did it in a week 5 times. That is 5 plastic bottles trying to block a waterway. 10 other people pass and they do the same thing. You think it's nothing. Oh, it's just 1 bottle. Oh, it's just 2 bottles. But it grows, and before you know, it is March and rain starts to fall and everywhere is now flooded. Imagine somebody losing their entire house because of an action that could have been avoided. That's so instead of just thinking, oh, I cannot do anything, try to make conscious efforts
about what you as an individual can do. And when you think of the fact that Nigeria is so overly populated, like one person's action multiplied by even half of the population is significantly much. Yes, definitely. So let's look at sustainable living as a daily wellness practice, especially as part of, you know, talked about the individual and what the individual can do, but especially as part of a community. You know, the role of the community in environmental and emotional resilience. What role can the community play? And is it advisable to be part of a community rather than just trying to do things on your own, or does it not matter?
Okay, so they will always say the more the merrier. So taking actions alone is good, but then doing it collectively even brings out more results. So for example, you're trying to do something just maybe you have a business, you're trying to maybe buy solar for just yourself, it's very expensive. But if you decide that, okay, all shop owners from this first floor, let's contribute money and do it, it's easier, the funds comes easier. That's the same thing with taking sustainable actions. If you decide that, okay, in our community today, every Saturday we'll go out for cleanups and we'll clean the gutter. If you are doing it alone, you could just easily get overwhelmed. But if you decide to do it with a group of people, it becomes more fun, more lively. Before you know, you are done, and you just since everything we've done, you don't even believe that you can do something like that. Yeah, so that's why it's so important to work with community, because it brings out faster results and faster change.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that the element of putting yourself in a group of people also has other advantages, in the sense of the contagiousness of it. Like, I think we were talking earlier, even before the show started, about how a person can become an agent for change themselves. And that can rub off on other people who are in the same environment as that person. So there's a contagious benefit of being in a community or being where people are and doing the right thing, isn't there?
Yes.
Definitely. Okay, cool. So guys, it's important to do the right thing, to decide to do one positive thing. How can I come up with one solution? You don't have to do everything at once, okay? You don't have to try and be Superman or Wonder Woman. Just make one positive change each day. It's great to be that person. That's an agent for change already when you're doing something like that. One small thing that you can do, small actions that can ripple into big results over time. Just one thing you can do. And in addition to doing that one thing you can do, if you can be part of a community whilst doing that one thing you can do, it can be very impactful, because other people in the community can see you, be inspired by you, be encouraged to keep doing that one thing. And when everybody is doing one thing and they all come together, before you know anything, it's big results. Like, hello, we live in Nigeria. What's our population these days? It's like over 180 million already. So like, if you're in a group of people and people are watching you doing something that's inspiring and positive, they feel encouraged to do that same thing as well. And before you know anything, over 100 million people are doing positive small things each day that amount to something big. Okay, so that's great. Another thing that I was wondering, Elizabeth, and I think you've touched on this, but maybe you can elaborate on it a bit more.
Okay.
How intentional living supports both the planet and personal mental health. A person saying, I'm not just going to wing it, I'm going to be intentional about it, I'm going to decide to do something. How does that actually support both the planet and a person's mental well-being?
Okay, so living intentionally is you making conscious efforts. Instead of just trying to live on autopilot, you are trying to say, okay, maybe before now, you did not know that you could recycle your bottles, and the normal way you just handle things was, oh, I sweep my house, I just put my waste in one bin, the person that handles the estate waste comes and take it out. That is the way you've been living all your life. You are living on autopilot. But then you can make intentional efforts. That you can make conscious efforts. You've heard this today. Oh, plastic bottles are recyclable. And when you don't recycle these bottles, what happens? They clog the gutters and it results to flood, which now displaces people from their house. What can I do? Next time when I sweep my house, when I'm trying to, instead of pouring everything in one bin, what do? I just take a big nylon bag and I put the materials that I feel can be recycled in that bag. So instead of doing things the usual way, you are making that effort and you are telling yourself that, okay, I want to be part of the solution. And in doing that, they say it takes 21 days to form a habit. You think that, no, all my life, this is the way I've been doing things, on autopilot. You think you actually cannot bend to new rules, but then you can. You just need to be intentional about it. Make conscious efforts. Tell yourself that, oh, this is what I want to do. And over time, you just see that maybe the thing that's been stressing you, it's just like decluttering your wardrobe. You just see that, oh, this space is too full, it's too full. What is even here? You're trying to look for something and it is wasting your time. But by the time you take out time to declutter, you now see that there's fresh air here, there's space, I can actually see it. And it just gives you that ease. That is how it is also with sustainable living and trying to care for your environment. Once you start to do that, you just see that you begin to make little changes for this planet and even for yourself, even for your sanity.
That's good. And I think it's very important to emphasize again, and you've done that, but to even to do it even more, that mental well-being and the environment, these are interlinked areas of life. You can't have one without the other. Yeah. And when you don't have the other, it impacts on the other one. So you can't have mental health without having you can't have a great environment or a clean environment without having mental health. And when you don't have that clean environment or a healthy environment, it impacts on your mental health.
Yeah, sure.
They are interlinked. They go hand in hand. And our quote of the day even touches on that. But I'm not going to read the quote now. We'll talk about it a bit later. Okay, so thank you so much for your insights, Elizabeth. I'm learning so much, and I'm enjoying this conversation with you, and I'm sure the audience at home is enjoying as well. So what's one practical environmental habit that viewers, I know you've touched on some already, but what's one, let's just zoom into one practical environmental habit that viewers can start practicing immediately?
Firstly, I can say you can reduce the waste you generate. Instead of buying, if you usually would buy water in packs, you could opt for using a dispenser. That way, you are reducing the amount of plastic bottles that are being generated.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's the economical impact of that? Is it cheaper to use a dispenser instead of buying water in packs?
Yeah,
people are going to think of that as well.
It is, because for using a dispenser now, you could actually refill.
Okay.
Yes, instead of having to buy pack of water every day, every day. Yes, for a dispenser now, you could easily just refill the bottle, the jar. Yes.
Okay, so why don't people do that?
So I think maybe it's bridge of, so people are, maybe they are not really aware. They are more sustainable options, or sustainable options to protect the environment. Okay, I know that it is easier for bottles, because if you are going out, you could just carry it. But then another way is that instead of always buying water that you can always carry out, you finish drinking it, and because you don't even know where to dump it, you just fling it anywhere. Why not even use, like, opt for a reusable bottle?
A reusable bottle.
Yeah.
With me, I carry this with me.
Something like this. So instead of having to now buy over time, you could just use a reusable bottle that you can refill.
Okay.
Yes. And aside that also, okay, you already say, oh, I'm used to buying bottled water, no problem. But then make conscious efforts to be sure that that waste you are generating is properly handled. Do it yourself. Like I've said, learn to sort your waste. Do not put your bottle inside where you pour your remnant rice, or your cartons inside where you will pour your remnant food. Learn to sort your waste. And after you've sorted that waste and you think that, I don't know what next to do, EcoBata is here for you. All you need to do is just download our app and request for pickup. Will come right to your doorstep and pick up that waste for you.
Okay, fantastic. Yes. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, and thank you, EcoBata. Any other last message that you have for our audience today?
I'll say the planet is ours, so it's our duty to protect it for ourselves and for the future, most importantly.
Thank you so much. So we're going to take a break now. When we come back, the discussion or the conversation continues. Hey, welcome back to the show, guys. It's still Mind Matters with Ify Otuya. So we've had an insightful time today talking about environmental responsibility and mental well-being, and so much has been said. I hope you've been learning a lot. Okay, cool. So moving on to the next segment for today, me sharing my personal experience with you. Just before I delve into that, let me remind you the phone line is still open, so you can still call us with your questions, your recovery testimonies, whatever it is you want to discuss today, and we're here for you. So let me share my personal experience with paranoid schizophrenia with you. Paranoid schizophrenia is a mental health condition that affects millions and millions of people across Africa and the world. Okay, so it's definitely worth like our time and our study. My story began in 2009. I just relocated from the UK to Nigeria to establish my music career. I'd been singing and performing and working and studying in the UK, and I'd come back to Nigeria and I wanted to make a name for myself at home, as it makes sense, right? Okay, so I came back. I was everywhere. I was performing at different shows. I was meeting so many people. The scene was really hot at the time. That time in 2009, the industry had not developed to the point of now, but it was very boisterous still. It was hot. There was a lot of people, a lot of upcoming artists, and everybody was trying to get noticed. So I was one of them. As things would have it, over time, my excitement began to wane. Why? Because I wasn't making money doing what I loved to do. A lot of people wanted me to come and perform at shows and places where they saw it as a promotional opportunity for me and weren't really offering to pay me money in return for my services. Meanwhile, I was dressing up, putting makeup on, wearing nice clothes, spending money on transport, fuel, car, going from place to place. It doesn't make sense for any business. There's no business sense in that kind of arrangement. So anybody in that situation, whether you're in the music industry or you're a farmer, I believe that it will impact on your mental health. And for me, it definitely did. I became depressed and withdrawn. I would stay in my room for days. I won't come out to speak to anyone. I was so upset and angry and like disillusioned with things, the way things had turned out. Like my dreams, everything I had anticipated, becoming a big star and everything. People didn't even want to pay me, And it's not as if I didn't have talent. I had talent, but a lot of people just weren't making money at the time, and I was one of them. So like I said, I'll stay in my room for days. I won't come out to eat. I won't come out to talk to any family member. And I carried on like that for a long time. I didn't see a therapist. I didn't talk to anybody about it really. Over time, I stopped performing. My music career, I shelved it. I went on to do other things. I was hurt. I was disappointed. I had lost something that was precious to me, and I didn't have the capacity to actually bring it back to life. As things would have it, I began to develop symptoms of, mental health challenges. And by 2016, I was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. Now, paranoid schizophrenia is a form of schizophrenia. It's a psychosis illness. Some people have mood disorders such as depression, bipolar disorder. They have anxiety disorders. Some people have personality disorders. Some people have psychosis disorders, and paranoid schizophrenia is one of them. Now, when they diagnosed me with paranoid schizophrenia, it was like the weirdest thing I'd ever heard in my life. Me, of all people, I was driven, I was vivacious, I was young, I was youthful, but they don't write it on the forehead, do they? No. They don't write this person has an illness, a mental illness. It's not like physical illness where you can easily tell. Mental illness is a different field on its own, So I refused to accept the diagnosis, and because I refused to accept the diagnosis, I relapsed again and again and again. I would be dragged back to the hospital. I would be hospitalized against my will again and again. Guys, it was like the darkest time of my life. There was no hope. It's like I say often that I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Like, to be in such a dark place, you don't know how to get out of that hole, and no matter the good intention you have to be well, you keep relapsing again and again. It's not as if I didn't want to get better. I used to make New Year's resolution that this year my mental health, I'm going to take care of my mental health. My mental health will improve. I won't go back to the hospital. I won't relapse. But I lacked the tools and the skills to actually keep me on the right path. So I struggled for 7 years, going in and out of hospital, relapse again and again, paranoid schizophrenia. And one day I woke up and I said to myself, if someone wrote a story of my life right now, everything they'll be writing will be about paranoid schizophrenia. It was so depressing. I didn't want that for myself. So I badly wanted to see a change. A shift took place in my life. I decided for the first time that I was going to accept diagnosis. Like, what's the worst that could happen if I accept that? If I have paranoid schizophrenia, so what? I have it in call. What does that mean? What does that? Who am I killing? You know, like my mindset, a shift took place in my mind. I was like, I'm going to accept the diagnosis. It's not the end of the world. I can even write the rest of my story now. I can begin to write a story that is different. So I accepted the diagnosis. I complied with the treatment, which was something I wasn't doing before. For the first time, I began to comply with the treatment. And beyond that, I began to empower my mindset. I wanted to think, the same person that was seeing mental illness as a death sentence, I wanted that person to see mental illness as a new lease on life. So I began to research my condition and write articles, stories, quotes, reflections on mental health to change my thinking. And wow, I changed. So the more I saw that I was improving and I was becoming a different person, I also wanted to help other people. And that's how I arrived at ifyotuya.com, my educational platform that provides practical guidance on mental health today. That's my journey in a nutshell. Now, the encouraging insight I have for you is this. Some of you are in that place where you've been diagnosed with an illness and you don't want to accept it. Guys, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of life. It is you looking at yourself, all the dirt and all the tattered outfit and all the worn out impression, the look that you have, everything that looks dirty and scruffy, looking at yourself with love and saying, this is what I'm working with and this is who I'm going to improve. This is who I'm going to shine. You're going to clean up that person and you're going to make them look real good. But you can't get to that point without you finally embracing that illness, embracing it. They say what you resist persists, but what you embrace transforms. And that's something that was very, very true in my own situation. Okay? So that's my encouraging insight for you. You can embrace your illness. You can embrace your reality, your condition, and you can improve upon that person. Because if you don't improve upon that person, how can you start to improve upon the environment? How can you improve upon the world, in the larger world? You know, you can't influence the world around you when you can't even improve your own self. So now we have a question from the website, okay, which I'm going to answer now. And the question reads, how can you take care of your mental health? It's easy. Look after your environment. Protect your environment. Okay? You can take care of your mental health by protecting your environment, your immediate environment and your outer environment. Once you begin to take positive choices and decisions regarding your environment, you see that the clarity and peace that you have on the inside will continue to increase. There are other ways, such as eating well, exercising well, sleeping well, practicing mental health skills, etc., etc. But for now, let's talk about the environment. Take care of your environment and you will improve, you will declutter your mind space. Okay? So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back from the commercial break, we'll be wrapping things up. Don't go away. Hey guys, welcome back. So remember, we have a masterclass giveaway for you. Free tickets worth 70,000 naira to a masterclass. All you have to do is to write on X what the theme of the day is. Okay, go on X and write to Ify Otuya. That's Ify Otuya. What the theme of the day is, and who knows, you could be the lucky winner. I really want to give you that ticket, so come and holler at me. Okay, so moving on to our quote of the day. Our quote of the day is very, very nice quote, and it's a quote by myself. Okay, so the quote reads, "Taking care of your mind and your environment go hand in hand. The more clarity and peace you have inside, the better choices you can make outside, and vice versa." And that makes a lot of sense. The more clarity and peace you have on the inside, if you're giving yourself clarity and peace, then you become a person who is in a position to actually make positive decisions and choices about your environment, about the people around you, about your relationships, about the streets, about the clogged gutters, about everything around you. And the more you make those positive and right decisions about your environment, you find that the more peace and clarity you have on the inside. So that's by Ify Otuya. The two go hand in hand. Okay, so I want to bring something to you guys' attention. I want to talk to you about something that I talk to you about every week, and this week is no exception. As you guys are aware, okay, a lot of people in society are experiencing mental health challenges. We live in a technologically advancing world, a fast-paced world, high demands in the workplace, and many busy professionals as a result of that are experiencing mental health challenges. Now, as if that wasn't bad enough, mental health challenges are actually at an all-time high. They are at a level that they haven't been experienced before at any time in modern history. We're at the peak of mental health challenges in our modern history, in our history of the human race, basically. And as if that itself wasn't bad enough, a lot of people who are experiencing mental health challenges are feeling stuck with these challenges. What do I mean by they're feeling stuck? They are being stuck. They can't move forward. No matter what they do or how they do it, they're just not progressing. They are stuck in the rut of the challenges. I know what it's like to be in that place. It is angering, it's frustrating, it's debilitating, it's overwhelming, it sucks big time. Remember I told you that for 7 years I struggled in and out of relapse, in and out of hospitals. No matter the resolution I took, I was just back to square one. I was stuck because I lacked the tools and the skills to move forward. Now this is why we recommend mental health skills. Learn mental health skills. When you learn mental health skills and you begin to apply them to your life daily, does that mean you will never experience mental health challenges? No, that's not what we're promising. Because experiencing mental health challenges is part of the human experience. So you will experience mental health challenges. But what changes is you begin to address those challenges with ease and grace. No more strife and frustration. No more feeling stuck with those challenges. Now, what are the end results when you practice mental health skills? You find that your challenges go from an all-time high to an all-time low. You overcome these challenges. You are no longer stuck with them. And what's more, you live better and have a happier life. So why not learn mental health skills? Now, if you need help with learning mental health skills, okay, or if you have mental health challenges and you just need help with addressing those challenges in general, we got you covered. There are 4 ways we can help you. 4 ways. 1, we have free resources on our website. You can peruse these resources at any time. They are free for you. We're talking about articles, stories, quotes, reflections. We also have a masterclass that teaches 10 essential mental health skills, such as stress management, resilience, boundary setting, emotional regulation, etc., including self-care. Then we have a workshop that focuses on one particular skill at a time. So it focuses on applying and practicing that one particular skill, especially in the face of a mental health challenge. Then fourthly, the 4th way we can help you is through our mental health advisory session. the mental health advisory session is very, very effective at helping you take the next step forward in the right direction. Okay, so that's that for that. And coming back to my guest, I just want to say a very quick thank you before we close today to Elizabeth. She's been so phenomenal and awesome and gracious with her time. Thank you so much for honoring this invitation to come here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. So guys, we've come to the end of today. Remember, you can follow us on social media. The handle on YouTube and X is Ify Otuya. When you find me on X, through my bio there, you'll be able to find me on the other platforms. You can follow us, you can follow the movement, you can be a part of our work, etc., etc. So until next time, let's talk openly about mental health. Bye-bye.